I'm live.
You're live? Well, I might be live, but I don't know if I am. My screen got screwed up again. Huh.
How strange is that? We might as well just say, welcome back to Fast Charging with BnB, episode 77. I'm Brian.
And I'm Bear with the messed up
And
screen.
and where does the time go? Oh
Yeah.
man, we have fun.
Yeah, your picture is a part of the Lambo screen, which is a problem I had earlier, and now it's come back. Even though I fixed it, we're gonna fix it again,
That's very fun and exciting for
isn't it?
folks watching at home. I guess I'll say hi to Tech Fixer and David and John and Steve. I will not say hello to who is this because I apparently ignore him. I don't know. Digital Blade Canada's here. Very good to see you.
And
Maybe have somebody
and who
else.
should I say hello to? Oh, maybe
You should say
nobody.
hello to me because I am in your chat. You know what I'd love to see is where's everybody from? Tell me that in the chat. Tell me on both chats. I have them both open because we simulcast live on two of the best channels on this part of YouTube.
Oh,
Very small, very quiet part.
absolutely the best uh, tiny subcompact YouTube channels that there are. I'm
Very cool.
I'm feeling a little mini subcompact like the Wulang car or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I tweeted last week saying, as a reminder, the number two car in China is the Wuling Mini. And those cost less than the profit on each Model Y, which is the number one car in China. Crazy that such an expensive vehicle would be the best selling car in China.
so what you're saying is Tesla could have like a promotion: buy a Tesla Model Y and we will throw you in a Wulang Mini, and they could probably still make a little bit of profit on top of that.
They would still make a profit.
And their sales would probably increase because people would be like, I can get two cars. Well, one car and a Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little tyke,
Uh,
except not as safe.
I'm sorry, what'd you call it?
A little tyke. Those little
Oh,
plastic.
oh, sorry, I thought you said something else. Okay.
Oh dear. This is only a 30-minute show. We might want to mention that BYD has revealed official pictures of the $11,600 Seagull EV to launch on April 18th, possibly with a sodium ion battery.
Possibly with those rumors. You gotta love rumors. Look, it looks kind of like a Toyota Matrix from several years
Oh,
back,
okay. Yeah, I can see that.
but
Hmm.
but it's probably a lot smaller because those wheels are probably something you would maybe use on a hand truck, but they just look bigger because they're on a car.
Yes. And these are still renders, but I suspect it will look a lot closer to that than what we see from. Is that it at the bottom? Oh no, that's the Wuling Bingo
Pink
from
up. Yeah.
Stay.
Do you think if I was standing next to the car, like the roof line, do you think it would like come up to my knees or my hips?
I think, if we're being honest, I think it would come to your ribs.
My ribs. Okay. I have saggy.
So,
I have saggy
I mean
ribs.
I do mean the bottom edge
Yeah.
of your ribs.
Yeah. It's very possible. I mean, it would probably kind of just look a little ridiculous, but I bet I could climb into that.
So in the chat, we've got the UK, we've got Vermont, and now Nevada. We've got Redmond, Washington. We've got Andrew from the UK, and Steve Sutton, who lived in Longview for a summer. Does it still smell? Yep, it do. We still have the. That's why the property values are so gosh darn reasonable. Is sometimes the overwhelming stench blows into town, and so.
That's
But now we
nice.
also down by the industrial area have the pervasive cloud of cannabis from all the grow operations down there. It is real potent. It is real potent. You'll be at the feed store getting guinea pig food, and it is, well, somebody just steamrolled a whole family of skunk.
Is that even without it being burned? It smells like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The grow operations are real noticeable. Got
that's
upstate New York and
yeah, that's great. So,
Massachusetts.
Brian, you had asked everyone to say where they're from. I don't think the people on my end are from anywhere Because I haven't
No.
gotten any responses.
Well, you haven't. We know where Digital Blade Canada's from.
Where?
Mexico, probably. I have no idea. I'm very bad at geography.
He's one of those Mexican Canadians.
Yes, yes. Blaring Rush and playing air guitar on their hockey sticks
with
with the sombreros.
with the sombreros and the trombones playing. Okay.
Yeah, an accordion. Audi's announced the Q8 e-tron U.S. pricing starting at $74,000.
Is that equivalent to like an A8? Because that seems like a really good price. Or what would that be equivalent in a gas engine?
Yeah, I don't know. But it's going to be real fast. It's got a 114 kilowatt hour battery.
Big.
And going for the dual motor version only adds $3,000, $3,000 to the price, which is, Audis are quite comfortable and quite popular.
Yes, they are.
This might be a seller.
Yeah.
And it looks.
So what kind of range are we talking?
Well,
300.
the battery. Yeah, the battery's quite big, so it should do just fine on that.
It's not, because it's WLTP.
Oh no! So
well, it
270?
says over 300, which could mean 5 million, or it could mean 301.
They probably meant 5 million. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Oh, and Steve points out it's built on the MEB platform, so really heavy.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Lenny says he's from Texas and that we got to meet in Austin. That's cool. Jeff was there. You might remember Jeff as well.
Yeah. We have Todd from Michigan and Chris from Virginia, and William Minehan from upstate New York.
Very cool. So this Audi, at first I was saying, 74,000, that's too much. It looks like it's going to be a crossover SUV, which means if they ever get the IRS credit sorted out, it could qualify, since both variants are under 80,000, to be determined.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to talk expensive, who's got a couple bucks laying around and wants to buy a hybrid? The good news is it'll go real far in electric only mode.
Yeah, I heard it's about as far as I can throw a ball. Well, no, I can't throw a ball that far, but 6.2 whole miles. And I have a feeling that would be if you're just kind of shuffling along. If you give that thing any gas, it's going to go right through that in about, a couple hundred feet. Very small battery pack at 3.8 kilowatts, which is about the same that you might find in, like, for comparison, a TV remote. So not that much.
It's a very small battery. But the good news is, at 542,000, what's not to like?
The taxes.
The taxes. Well, the wheels are probably $10,000 each. There was
probably more than that.
A great conversation I was reading on Reddit about what are some unexpected costs of supercars. And one person was saying that they worked in a shop and that what floors owners is they'll buy these garage queens that are never driven and discover that with 100 miles on it, they still have huge maintenance bills because time is also a factor, not just use. And that driving them even once a week will greatly reduce your maintenance costs. And somebody needed a battery pack on something, I forget what, and it was an older Mercedes, and they were quoted $300,000 to replace it. So that's and this car got a second page here with some specs on it.
Yeah, and if you scroll down, there's another picture of that EV9 on that Engadget article.
Yep. There it is.
I still like the look of that one.
It doesn't bother me at all. I feel like if those are lights inside the grille facade, love it. Something different.
Yeah.
Bob wants to know what price you think the Gravity will be at.
I think it's going to be very similar to what the Air is at. They're going to have different trim levels from insanely expensive to just moderately expensive. So I think their base Gravity is going to probably somewhere be in the $80,000 to $90,000 range, and it's going to go up until it hits the moon. Not the stock price, just the price of the car. And
Right.
that will obviously be the thing that I have a problem with Lucid, is their price point is so far out of reach for most people that they've just limited their market by having them so high. I think the gravity be right there with it.
Are they in any way delivering that $80,000 car yet?
Yes, they are. They are. They're
Because I saw reports that it was being delivered, but
yeah.
I didn't see
We've
any.
seen them in the lot. We did try to go fly yesterday, but it didn't work out because we had wind come in, and the wind is still here. I'm looking at my security cameras, and my palm trees are like blown over like hurricane force. Actually, my screen's tilted. Oh, okay. No, there's no wind. No, there's still wind. Yeah, it's just been windy for a little bit. But so no flight yesterday, and now we have to find a day where there's time to go fly. But yeah, last week there were Pures. We didn't count, at least 50 Pures, or what look like Pures, in the parking lot, and those are their base models. So yeah, they're
So here's a
definitely delivering
question I have for everyone, including you. So let me know in the chat what you think. Would you rather have this Lamborghini for $542,000, 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, or a Plaid that's substantially quicker, and plus a house in a medium-sized city for free? So,
for free.
well, I mean, for less than 542,000 for both.
So okay, but you have to still spend $542,000.
Well, that's not optional, Bear. That is required.
Oh, I thought it was like, which one? If these were free, which one would you take? Because that's a
Oh, okay.
that's a different
Okay.
answer. That's it. That's
Oh, sure. Okay, let's hear it. If someone paying for it for you, would you rather have the Plaid and a house or the Lamborghini?
Say that again.
Lamborghini.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, my Italian is so fluent.
I literally think we just watched you have an O face.
Oh. I was going to say a stroke, but that also is the same thing. That's how you get there.
They are pretty close. Yeah, I would take the Plaid in the house just because I have a good feeling I wouldn't even be able to get into the free Lamborghini.
Oh, yeah, now that you mention it, they can be a little impractical at times.
Yeah. And
All right.
I don't know where you put the groceries.
So, do you know Ford? Last year, we saw this great article from the Wall Street Journal. 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning, the everyman's EV, 40 grand. Yeah. Isn't that great?
Yeah. Did you see them anywhere?
I never saw a base model, and I've seen quite a few Lightnings, never a base model. I'm told they exist and were sold.
I think I told you I saw one. The first one I ever saw was a base model, and it was parked at a dealership, and I got to go in it and go, this is pretty base, because it's got the same trim level of a Ford 150 XL, which the only thing that was different between a regular XL and this, beside the electric, was that there was power windows. The typical ones have window cranks. So this did have power windows and door locks, but it did have vinyl seats and vinyl flooring in that supposed $40,000 electric vehicle, keeping in mind that no dealership would sell it to you without marking it up an additional $10,000.
Yeah, you absolutely would not. So how'd that work out, by the way, the 40,000 thing?
Well, let's see, something that didn't age well. 2023
Lightning price?
Ford F-150 Lightning price hiked again. Pro starts over $60,000. These are supposed to be base trucks for contractors. No frills, no options, just something that's inexpensive so that a small business could afford several of them. You think they can afford? You think that's still affordable?
The problem with fleet trucks is it's all dollars and cents, and this doesn't make any sense.
Yes, and it costs a lot of dollars.
They will sell them. They'll sell every one they make. They'll still be losing money, just not as much. And hopefully this means the dealers won't be able to put their stupid, crazy, excessive markups on as much.
Yeah.
Jeff points out it's only a 50% increase. Relax.
Only.
Only. Only. I hope they survive. I hope they make money. I hope they make a more compelling vehicle than they are today. And I'm confident they can do it. I just don't know how much pain it's going to cause to get there.
Well, as we've talked about in the past, they are completely redesigning their next generation truck so that it's not based on the legacy version of the ICE version. So when they come out with something entirely new, maybe they'll be able to cut costs and streamline what they're actually doing. Because of the fact that they use the existing 150 frame, or body, I should say, maybe not the frame, I'm not sure. That's why they do actually have probably one of the better frunks of any vehicle that you're going to find out there.
It is truly massive. Maybe too massive.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think it's too massive, because I know that there are people who don't like to get groceries in their pickup and have to put them in the back. You now have a place where you can put all your groceries. It's just like a full-size trunk. You could put luggage in there. There are places in this country that I would not want to drive around with, let's say, my luggage when I'm driving to the airport. So this gives you a nice secure place. It's a good place to have secured stuff. In Arizona, you keep it out of the sun instead of putting it in. I think you can't go too big on that. And it's not a "that's what she said" joke.
William already did say that. So in Texas, when Jeff and myself and Ed and Brian Goff went down to Starbase, we all fit in the Model Y. I had a check bag and my backpack. Jeff had a check bag and a carry-on. Brian had all of his camera gear and his luggage. Ed had his camera gear and his luggage. We had Jeff was, there's no way we're going to fit. We're going to have to take 2 cars. And we fit.
Yeah, you're missing the one part of that you once I tell you, you realize you're all dudes. Okay, you throw one girl in there, and now you're going to have 2 oversized suitcases that they had to pay the airline an extra $50 just to get it through. So
we had 2 camera guys with camera gear and huge bags and tripods. And I mean, we had a breathtaking amount of stuff, and none of it had to join us in the cabin. It was wonderful.
I'm just saying.
Anyway. So anyway, yeah, the Ford F-150 Lightning. And I knew it wasn't going to be 40 grand. Even before inflation happened, I knew it wasn't going to be 40 grand. I kept saying that, and then when it came out, people were, "Oh, you were wrong." Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, the Cybertruck also won't be 40 grand. And I wonder if that was a little head fake to trick Legacy into going too cheap.
Yeah, well, I don't think if that was their intention, that it's going to go over that well with the people who are not getting the $40,000 truck.
John asked if we have pictures of it loaded with bags, and I don't believe we do. We could ask, Jeff could ask Ed.
You know what that means? It didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Pixar didn't happen.
Right.
Do you know that Waymo is expanding to Austin? Interesting. Everybody's going to Austin and dropping the Pacifica in favor of the I-Pace to go all electric.
Yeah. Now, I haven't seen any Pacificas doing this Waymo stuff in quite a while. Here in the Phoenix area, all I see is the I-Pace, and it's been like that for a year. Just yesterday, I was pulling out of a place in Phoenix, and 2 of them drove by at the same time, and I've seen, I think, up to 4 of them at the same time. They're all over the place. They're almost like an infestation.
Mm-hmm. Now, in this picture, I can't tell. I don't know if this car is a self-driving, because the sensors are so well masked and molded into the design of the vehicle that this might be driverless. I can't tell. Somebody in the chat maybe can tell us.
I've never seen them without a driver.
Oh, really?
Despite all the concealed sensors.
Very concealed. You would never know. Who's going to buy a car that looks like that?
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to do here, to be honest with you. Because if they're trying to design something that can create like and they're just putting on miles for self-driving, once they move all these sensors into something else, like so that they are concealed, doesn't that change the whole aspect of how these sensors are working?
I don't know how much you can conceal this sensor suite. It's, I just don't, yeah.
So then
It's,
what are they creating this for? I just don't understand. Help me out
I,
here.
I'll tell you, they, like everyone, thought that this would be a much easier problem to solve than it turned out to be. It's a very, very difficult challenge. In 2012 to 2016, every autonomous car company said we'll have it by 2020. By 2020, we'll have it, and so will 3 or 4 others. And a lot of those companies are gone and have sold off their divisions. Uber and Lyft have the greatest motivation in the world to get this solved, and they both sold out of their self-driving divisions.
Yeah, we give up.
Well, yes. And after Investor Day, when other companies saw how detailed Tesla's approach is to solving these problems, several of them basically folded. Comma AI, the founder stepped down. Argo, I think it was Argo, that VW and Ford pulled their money out. You guys are not taking this approach and you think you're going to solve it? Nah, I'm out, bro. So, yeah.
Sounds like an episode of Shark Tank. I'm out.
I'm out. I'm out. Uh-huh. Yeah, it was Argo. Digital Blade Canada confirms. And yeah, I don't know if you saw, but the Cruise rear-ended a city bus the other day.
Oops.
Well, you know, it snuck up on me. I don't know. You can't. That's a big physical object to crash into.
Yeah, it's kind of like saying that building came out of nowhere.
Yeah, you've got $100,000 worth of sensors. You're making fun of vision only systems, and you rear end a bus. It's not a good look. Do you know also the Mercedes EQS, the most disappointing EV on the market? Apparently, this $100,000 car, you could lease it $500 a month.
Well, that's not too shabby.
It's not. I mean, people would pick it up, but why are they going so cheap?
Well, on any lease, you don't know what the full terms are there. Because first of all, it's a lease. So that could be with $20,000 down, and you get to drive it 100 miles a month. You know, so you don't know. It's a headline that makes you go, ooh, wow. And then like when you look into it a little further, plus, you know, with leases, those prices that they put out there don't include the sales tax. So
right.
It's $497 plus your 8 or 9% per month.
If we go down, we see 24-month lease capped at a total of 8,500 miles.
So that's
for 2 years.
For 4,250 miles a year.
Yeah.
Divide that by 12 months. So what is that? 300? Is that...
Well, no, it's more than that.
I don't know. I can't do math.
Somebody do the math and tell us. But they know it's
wanted.
they know it's going to be fine though, because they know with Electrify America, that's probably all the more you're going to be able to drive. So that's a good deal.
That's true. You're going to be spending. Yeah, somebody do the math. I brought up my calculator. It took my whole screen away.
Who is this is saying it's 8,500 per year. So that's more reasonable.
Oh yeah, it does say. It says it right there, there at the bottom.
I mean, it's your job in large part to fact check me. Yeah, I didn't go to the next line, so that's my fault.
Okay, so that's still less than 1,000 miles. It's probably still math I can't do.
This car
let's call
is
it
fantastic. Yeah, well, 8,500 is not super unreasonable. This car, I love it. On the next page, we've got the stats, the specs. Range between 290 and 555 miles. No, it isn't. There's no chance. There's no chance. That is not a real number. But you might get 300 miles out of it. And talk about some neck-snapping acceleration. 0 to 62 in 6.2. That's minivan territory right there, my friend.
I wouldn't call that minivan territory. That's not minivan territory. But I will say that
Ace Camaro?
I probably have 10 cars that are quicker than that.
Yeah.
Easily 10 cars. So, and all of them are electric. Every single one of my electric cars is faster than that. Obviously, the two Teslas, the Mach-E's faster than that. The Polestar and the Hyundai are all going to be faster than that. None of the, except for the Model S, none of those are $100,000 cars. They're all $50,000 cars. So that's
Vanderhall?
embarrassing. My Vanderhall's faster. My Corvette C7 and C8 are both faster. My Mercedes C300s, which is made by them, probably can top those out. Those are both 4-cylinder turbo motors. My Polaris Slingshot is faster. What else we got? I don't know off the top of my head. I don't think we want to spend that much time with me thinking about this. But that's
The width of this vehicle, 75.8 inches. Do you know what the width of a truck is? 80. 80 is the limit.
Yeah. I was gonna say there's a maximum allowable width.
Yeah. So 79.9 is where you need to be, and this is within 4 inches of the legal maximum road allowable passenger vehicle.
Do you know if they just go over it, all they need to do is put the 3 lights in the hood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like the Raptors have, or larger dualies, the dualies will have. They have to put those funny lights because that just says wide load, I guess.
Yeah. So do people around me. So that's kind of fun.
You should get those lights built into your forehead.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Jeff points out, but the seat massagers are luxurious. Oh, he says luscious. Well, for if you could get this for substantially less than it's worth, or than they're selling it for, because I think this price, I think $105,000 to $110,000 is too money. That's too many dollars for what you get. The comfort's great and all, but come on.
The sheet we're looking at here actually is I don't know if how new or old this is, but I will say one thing about the Mercedes that hands down they're beating other car manufacturers are. You could go into a Mercedes dealership and they will have 5 to 10 of them on the floor and you'll be able to buy them. Unlike other manufacturers who are actually selling their cars and they don't have any in stock. So the availability, they got them all beat.
We are priced in such a way that availability is not an issue. Yeah. So that's wonderful. Well, it is that time, so I will thank my patrons who get early access, bonus content, all that good stuff. And Bear will thank his patrons, but a reminder, there will be a show tomorrow at noon, which we will be taping shortly. And the topic is laws and regulations and the move to the green economy. It's going to be awesome. Bear, say your piece.
Yeah, I want to thank my patrons, and I don't know about this whole move being awesome. There's going to be a lot of pain that is involved in switching these things over, as should be expected. Though you've got one group saying there will be no pain, and the other group thinking there will be too much pain. Somehow, we're going to talk about finding a middle ground. I think that's what we're going to do.
Seems reasonable to me. So thanks everyone for hanging out, and we will see you guys soon. Thank you for your time, Bear.
Thank you, Brian. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.